What's up, guys? My name's Owen, and welcome back to the Bent Fender podcast. And in today's episode, I am going to be reviewing the 2022 Kansas race. So, before the race started, both Joey Logano and Chris Buescher are in backup cars, as well as Ricky Stenhouse, Denny Hamlin, and Todd Gilliland had unapproved adjustments, so all 5 of those guys have to start from the rear. And on the front row was Christopher Bell and Tyler Reddick. So, start of the first stage was 80 laps. Christopher Bell led the first lap. And then, a couple laps into it, Chase Briscoe, he spins, which brings out the first caution of the race. Nobody pit since it was like 6 laps into the race, so no need to pit. Then Tyler Reddick takes the lead. Then a little while later, Kyle Larson takes the lead. Then BJ McLeod spins and brings out the second caution of the race. And BJ McLeod is out of the race. He was off the track for a while and then just didn't return. So, he's out of the race. Then, Christopher Bell wins the race off pit road. And there were a bunch of penalties in this race on pit stops. And on this round of pit stops, Austin Cindric had a uncontrolled tire. Denny Hamlin had a equipment interference penalty, which I'll have to read up on that rule because I don't know it at all. Austin Dillon had a penalty for removing equipment, and J.J. Ailey had a too fast exiting penalty. On the initial restart, Christopher Bell leads. Then Daniel Suarez spins, bringing out the third caution. Then Eric Jones wins the race off pit road. And at this point, Justin Haley, who on the round of pit stops where everyone had the penalty, there was a fire under his car, and he was out of the race after that. So after this round of pit stops, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. took the lead, and then almost immediately Kyle Busch took the lead, and Kyle Busch wins stage 1. So at the end of stage 1, there were 2 cars out of the race and 4 cars a lap down. Then, for stage 2, it was 85 laps, and Chase Elliott won the race off pit road. But for the penalties, both Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin had a equipment interference penalty, which, again, I have no idea what that is. Bubba Wallace had a over-the-wall too soon penalty, and Denny Hamlin had a too many men over the wall. He had 2 penalties? Or was it Herbeck? It was someone had a too many men over the wall. Then Eric Jones had trouble getting his rear tire off, which put him down many, like 10 laps, I think, during the whole thing. They did end up having to cut the tire off just to get the wheel, just to get the thing they used to hold the tires on off the car, because that was the problem they had, was the wheel lug was stuck, so they had to get that off. And he did end up get going again, and his whole crew was happy. But they did spend a long time just with the camera on Eric Jones's car after that pit stop, seeing what they can do with it. After that, William Byron takes the lead. And then William Byron actually blew a left rear tire, but it stays green. He did manage to limp it back to pit road, so everything was okay. With that happening, Kurt Busch took the lead. And then with that, the green flag pit stops start. And during the stops, Kevin Harvick spins coming off of pit road, creating the 4th caution of the race. And after that, Kurt Busch leads. Then with 2 laps to go, Martin Truex Jr. blows a left rear. He does stay out. And he basically spent 2 laps without a left rear tire. Don't know how much damage that did to his car, but I think he managed to finish in the top 10, if I'm not mistaken. And Kurt Busch won stage 2. And at the end of stage 2, there are still 2 cars out. And now there are 10 cars laps down. Now, for the 3rd and final stage, was 102 laps. And Kurt Busch won the race off pit road. And Kyle Busch had a speeding penalty. I think it was too fast exiting. Then on the restart, a little while in, Austin Cindric bumped the wall, which then he bumped into Bowman. Both of them save it, and it stays green. Then, at the battle for the lead, Kyle Larson kind of did a slide job, and when he was going to get back up in front of Kurt, he gets loose, brushes the wall, and Kurt Busch gets past him. Then a little while later, Chase Elliott blows a rear tire, bringing out the 5th caution. Then Kurt Busch won the race off pit road. And the penalties for this final round of pit stops was Kevin Harvick and Martin Truex Jr. with the too fast entering, and Bubba Wallace with a loose wheel penalty. And on the restart, Kurt Busch continues to lead. Then Kevin Harvick gently taps the wall, but saves it. But NASCAR decided to throw a caution for that. And which was the 6th and final caution of the race. I don't agree with NASCAR's decision with that one. Because he just tapped the wall and continued to go. And continued fine. Which I know NASCAR in the past has had criticism with their penalty, with their throwing the cautions and stuff. This one, I think, was a little on the abrupt side of it, because I don't think it should have been a caution, but I'm just a fan. I'm not an actual official, so who am I to talk, right? And on the restart, Kyle Busch won the race off pit road, but then on the restart, Kyle Larson takes the lead, and then a little while later, Kurt Busch retakes the lead, and Kurt Busch drives off to his first win under 23:11 racing. So, the top 5 was Kurt Busch, Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, and Christopher Bell. All in all, I say this race was not over exciting, but it was interesting in the way where you had to wonder who was going to blow a tire next, because most of the cautions were for people blowing a rear tire, and all in all, I say this was a decent race, not overly amazing, so I'm going to say 6.5 out of 10 for Kansas. So, with that being said, join me next week for my review of the Texas All-Star Race. And I'm going to end this here, so please like and subscribe, and we will see you next week. Peace.